What's going on, Stim Junkies? Hi, Stim Ace here, and I hope you guys are having an incredible week thus far. Today, we are going to be reviewing the very first Condemned Labz product right here on the Hi Stim Ace YouTube channel. Now, obviously, I'm not reviewing the very first Condemned Labz product, but I am reviewing the first Condemned Labz product right here on this channel. And we're going to begin with a crazy one, and actually one of the more recent ones, if I'm not mistaken, because this one here, I do believe, just dropped a couple of weeks ago, and I was fortunate enough to take advantage of a massive 40% site-wide sale they had over at their website. It was the 40th birthday of their CEO. Happy birthday to you. So I definitely took advantage, grabbed a couple of goodies, and you best believe I'm going to be dropping reviews right here on the YouTube channel. The pre-workout / fat burner that I'm going to be reviewing today is the latest drop from Condemned Labz. This one here is Arsynist Burn. That's right, guys. This is the powdered version of their fat burner formula, so a little bit more akin to a pre-workout than a fat burner, but definitely has a lot of thermogenic properties, as well as a pretty stacked stim label. We're going to break everything down. I'm going to let you know whatever you got to know right here on the channel, so let's not waste any more time. Let's roll that freaking intro. When we come back, we are going to review Condemned Labz Arsynist Burn. Alright guys, so right here we are holding the Condemned Labz Arsynist Burn, and as you guys can see, the tub is pretty small. I'm literally holding it in my hand, but I love the graphic aesthetics they got here, like some super graphic novel inspired art. Really, really nice. I'm sure they pay somebody to do this, but you got these nice little text bubbles in here. You got a QR code, I'm assuming is for the website, and just a nice, sleek looking modern aesthetic with like a bit of a superhero twist on it. Really, really cool. You got the label on here, which we're going to go over momentarily. And this here is the peach mango flavor. I do think they have a couple of other flavors. I went with this one. It sounded really, really good. But overall, simple looking tub, nothing too crazy, but really, really nice, modern, superhero looking aesthetic. Alright guys, so big things do indeed come in small packages, because this here is a relatively small tub. It's a small scooper size, no 1 scoop, 2 scoop nonsense on here. 1 scoop, 7.75 grams, 25 servings per container, just the way I like it. It's a lightweight scoop, definitely stackable. We're going to talk about that in a moment in the effect section. Make sure you guys don't go anywhere. We're going to break down this label as well. But I really love this freaking aesthetic, and they just have a really nice superhero-like kind of aesthetic. All their tubs have some sort of graphics in the background, kind of like a graphic novel. Reminds me a little bit of Watchmen and a couple of other really good graphic novels. They have a little bit of text bubble over here. So they're all a little bit unique, and it kind of makes the tubs a little bit of a collectible item. So I really, really like it. We also do have their iconic high stim pre-workout here, Convict, which I will be reviewing at some point next week. Haven't ran this one yet, but I heard a lot of good things about this one. I've been keeping my eye on this one for a very, very long time, and I finally took advantage. But this one here also has some really nice, sick art, and I think this one's actually a little bit cooler. But we're not here talking about Convict, guys. We're going to be talking about that next week. Today, we are going over Arsynist Burn. So this does come in a couple of flavors, but I got myself the peach mango flavor, and it's a solid flavor. It's not amazing, but it's also not disgusting like a lot of these bunker formulas that I review. Solid 8 out of 10 flavor. A little bit on the natural side with a little bit of synthetic back end. You got thermogenic ingredients in here, which are very, very hard to mask. So you're going to feel a little bit of that burn going down, but definitely not to the point where you're going to be getting heartburn and you're going to have to pop a couple of Tums. It's not that bad. Okay, so overall, solid flavor, more than serviceable. Let's talk about this label. So as I mentioned earlier, the serving size here is 7.75 grams per the 1 scoop, and this isn't your typical 1 scoop, 2 scoop type of pre-workout. This is just 1 scoop for the full serving size. 25 servings per container. The scooper is accurate, coming in at about 7.5 grams. But as always, guys, just to err on the side of caution, make sure to weigh out your products, especially when you're dealing with potent stimulants. So we're going to begin the label. We start off with choline from Choline by Titrate at 400 milligrams, nice little nootropic, and acetyl L-carnitine, 2 grams. So carnitine literally converts fat into energy, obviously, when you're using it every single day. But in terms of having it in a pre-workout / fat burner, it's definitely going to give you that extra thermogenic edge and add a little bit of a speedy effect, especially when combined with stimulants, which this definitely has. Okay, we're going to get into that in a moment. But you're definitely going to be feeling that. That is the clinical daily dose. I take my carnitine more or less every day. I feel like that's been making a big impact in my weight loss journey. But you have it in here, so theoretically you could skip your daily dose if you plan on running this bad boy here. You got L-tyrosine at 1 gram for nice nootropic focus. My favorite nootropic. 1 gram is a solid dose. caffeine anhydrous 250 milligrams, which I really, really like. So not a crazy blow your head off stim junkie kind of dose, but 250 milligrams, very solid, and definitely something that you will be feeling, especially because you have all these thermogenics in here, which further increase the efficacy of the caffeine that's already in here. You have olive leaf extract at 250 milligrams, Araya genesis extract, also known to you science geeks as N-phentyl dimethylamine citrate. We're getting 200 milligrams of that for a good mood elevation, nice little head buzz, floaty feeling, good euphoria in the gym. And then we have rhodiola rosea extract, another good nootropic, 200 milligrams. And here's what really caught my attention and what I've been really, really excited to try in this product specifically. You're getting some 2-amino isoheptane HCl at 150 milligrams. So that is supposedly the synthetic lab-made yum-yums that we know and love, also known as DMHA. Now, DMHA is an ingredient that's in a lot of Stim Junkie pre-workouts, but it is not all created equal. It has to do with the sourcing, and I've literally had situations where I had 150 milligrams, and it hit better than pre-workouts that claim to have 300 or 325. So you're getting 150 in here, which is technically a lower dose than a lot of the other similar types of products you see. Usually you're going to see anywhere from 200 to 250, but again, guys, hold your horses. It all has to do with the sourcing and how the formula comes together. Then we have Synephrine HCl, 100 milligrams, one of my favorite thermogenics, really going to rev up the sweating, really going to rev up the fat-burning furnace within your body. And again, it's going to add a speedy type of effect. When you combine these really potent thermogenics with exotic stimulants and caffeine, it really creates a nice type of effect, getting you like zoned in, dialed in, and really just hop the hell up to really get you sweating even more. You're exerting more energy, you're sweating more, it's giving you more energy, and then you're sweating even more. So it's a never-ending loop, and I freaking love it. You got some ginger, 5% extract at 100 milligrams. That's a very interesting addition. Grains of paradise extract, 40 milligrams for fat-burning purposes. Not the craziest dose. I know a lot of companies do like 25, 30, 35, 40 milligrams, but I've also seen companies do like 400. So not the highest dose, but I'm sure it has some benefits in there anyway. And lastly, and this here is definitely the star of the show for me, you got some Rowolskine, also known as Alpha-O, standardized at 90% at 1.65 milligrams. Before Hystamaze breaks down my experience running the all-new Arsynist Burn 3 times over the past week and a half, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow Stim Junkie or a pre-workout enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. So like I said at the top of the video, Condemned Labz is one of those companies that I've had my eye on for quite a while, and I've tried reaching out via Instagram and via email, but a lot of times we were communicating and then communication just kind of fell through, and I figured, you know what, if this company is really worth spending money on, I will spend my own money, I will put my money where my mouth is, and I will try this out. And literally, as I was thinking about Condemned Labz, I followed the CEO of the company, and I saw that it was his 40th birthday, and they had a massive 40% sale site-wide on everything. So I literally stocked up, and I got a bunch of stuff I will be reviewing. Really, really excited about that. But I had to start with the fat burner, the Arsynist Burn. Now, I actually didn't pick up their standalone Arsonist fat burner because I think I tried a sample of it back in the day. I do remember it being a very, very good product, but I have so many fat burners that I still have to review, and I figured I'm not going to be getting around to that one for a while, so didn't end up going with it. But this here is something that's right up my alley because this is a powder, and I always, always prefer powder over pills for whatever reason. Powder to me always hits harder than pills. I don't know what the reason is, no science behind it. It's definitely bro science, but for me, powder always hits better than the pills. And it's a nice lightweight scoop, and I like the fact that there's 0 pump ingredients in here, which makes this perfectly stackable and also very versatile. Now, this is definitely something that you can run for either cardio or for weight training. It's super versatile, and again, I do technically classify this as a pre-workout because it is in powder format, but it is a fat burner type of pre-workout and can definitely be used in multiple ways. So if you guys are doing a long cardio session and you want to be on the treadmill for 45 minutes to an hour, or on the Stairmaster, or in my case, I love the elliptical and the bicycle, those are my cardio machines of choice, and let's say I want to do a 45 minute session or what have you, I will take a scoop of this about 15-20 minutes before the training session begins, and I will get my ass on that machine. And I'm telling you guys, 15 minutes into the experience, you're going to feel such a nice floaty head high. First and foremost, before anything, you're going to go from being in your normal state of being, and you're going to feel your head slowly floating off your body, not physically, metaphorically speaking, but you're going to feel that good head buzz, just a nice calm mood elevation. That's in the first 15 minutes, right? There's no beta alanine in here, so no beta tingles, nothing like that. But that good mood elevation from the DMHA, the Araya, that's going to come in first 15 minutes or so. Nice nootropic focus that goes alongside with it. Now, the nootropics in here are super solid and well sourced. They're not the craziest massive dosages that I've ever seen. I mean, I've had some pre-workouts with tyrosine at like 3, 4, 5 grams. So 1 gram in comparison isn't all that much, but it all has to do with the sourcing of the ingredients and how they synergize together. Now, whatever manufacturer they have for this company here, and I do know who the manufacturer is, they are running a tight ship. They know what they're doing, and I know that they've been in the game for a very long time because everything in here just synergizes beautifully. Mood elevation, bordering on a slight euphoria, 15 to 20 minutes in, and then the energy starts coming in, but it builds relatively slowly. It doesn't come in one shot. It doesn't just smack you upside the head out of nowhere. You do have alpha-yo in here, standardized at 90%, but 1.65 milligrams isn't the craziest amount. I mean, I go up to like 4 or 5 milligrams, but I'm built a little bit differently, guys. I'm high stim ace, but either way, this one here definitely hits really, really nicely. You're going to start feeling that energy kick at the 20-25 minute mark, which is why I'm saying if you are planning on taking this for cardio specifically, but like a long cardio session, then definitely take it about 20 minutes before you even step on the machine because it's going to take it time to build. And with that energy also comes a nice thermogenic feeling. You're just going to feel this general warmth in your chest, and it's slowly going to spread to the rest of your body. It's not overwhelming. It's not overbearing. It's not too over the top. There's no elevated heart rate on here, and I do attribute that to the lower amount of caffeine. If this thing had like, let's say this had like 450 milligrams of caffeine, I could see it definitely elevating the heart rate a lot more because you got the synephrine in here and a couple of the other thermogenics we went over, but it doesn't do that. It comes in very smoothly, but then when you're actually training, when you're in it already 25, 30, 35 minutes into the session, you are on freaking go, go, go mode. So again, take this one 20 minutes before you start training, get on the machine, and you're just going to want to keep on going. You're not going to want to stop on this one. The mood elevation on here is super, super apparent. You're going to notice that first and foremost. The music is going to sound 100 times better, and it definitely leads me to believe that the 2-amino in here is legit and just the way we like it. 150 milligrams is perfect. This isn't a super over-the-top stim junkie type of product. You don't take this to get hopped up. It's not one of those illicit basement bunker formulas that I've reviewed recently. This is very in line with being a somewhat compliant type of product, but it just feels so freaking good and so productive. And that's another thing I really like about this one. A lot of these other illicit pre-workouts I review, a lot of times they end up having weird side effects, like the one I just reviewed recently, the Dark Energy. When I'm resting on that product, I end up kind of like wandering a little bit mentally. I end up drifting off for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And then when I come back to my set, I'm pushing. You don't have that issue in here. This is a very, very consistent pre-workout, super productive, great energy, but not cracked out, over the top, tweaked out energy where you're shaking and you don't know what to do with yourself. This is very, very controlled. You are fully in control in the driver's seat, but this just feels amazing. Great buzz, great mood elevation, giving you incredible, incredible motivation, and just enough thermogenesis to really increase that energy. So the 250 milligrams of caffeine will feel more like 350, 400, but without giving you any of those negative side effects. So no jitters, no anxiety, no stimmy willy, nothing like that. Okay, this is a super, super clean feeling pre-workout, super productive, gonna feel that good mood elevation for about 2.5, 3 hours, and then it slowly kind of dissipates and you end up just going back to baseline after about 4 hours or so. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, yes, you can technically take this for cardio, but me personally, if I'm going to the gym just for cardio, I'm not gonna waste one of my DMHA days just for cardio because I do take DMHA like 2 or 3 times a week. I do space it out. I wouldn't waste the DMHA day on cardio. That's me personally. If you guys want to do it, if you're going for like an hour, then by all means do it. You're going to have an amazing time. You're going to feel great. I did do it one time as an experiment just to test it out so I can come on here and present my findings objectively. But I would definitely take this for an iron pumping session, especially if you're one of those people that likes to sweat while you're pumping the iron like me. If you have a couple of extra pounds you're trying to trim down before the spring, before the summer, this is an amazing, amazing product. You're going to get more than enough energy to pump the iron. You're going to be in it. You're going to be dialed in. Good nootropic focus. a little bit of sweating and thermogenesis, great sense of urgency, but without being too over the top, right? You have these other pre-workouts, which I do like, by the way, like the Mr. White Yayo or Edge of Insanity or a lot of these other insane labs, right? You have all these products that just get you like hopped up with the freaking beta-alanine, caffeine, and alpha-O, and you're just freaking high off of that crazy concoction. But you're not going to feel that way on here. You're just going to feel super, super positive, very clean, slightly sweaty, energized, and just in a very, very positive mood. So I'm somebody that really doesn't like cardio all that much unless it's outdoor bicycling, which I really do enjoy. But when I'm just sitting on a machine, I tend to get really bored. This makes it a whole lot more fun. But honestly, again, I wouldn't waste a DMHA day on this for cardio. I would definitely do it for weight training, but there's always a happy compromise. You could do what I did the third time I ran this product, which is pair it with a pump formula, whichever pump formula you want, whatever your favorites are, and you can hit the weights. And then you can hit about 20, 30 minutes of cardio. So you're reaping the benefits. You're going to pump the iron. You're going to sweat. You're going to feel the muscular contractions. And then you're going to finish off with 20 to 30 minutes of cardio and have the best, most amazing session ever. All in all, I was very impressed with my first outing with Condemned Labz, and if their other products hit as good as this one, we are going to be in for a really, really good time. So if you guys are not subscribed yet, now is the time to subscribe, hit the little bell notification, because we're going to be dropping a lot of Condemned Labz products reviews and a whole lot more right here on the Heist and Mace YouTube channel. Now, if you guys want to pick this bad boy up here, you can head over to NutriCartel.com, use discount code ACE15 at checkout, which will save you 15% off your entire order and help support the Heist and Mace YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you found it beneficial, informative, enjoyable, or entertaining, don't forget to like this video. It really helps the algorithm. Comment down below. Let me know what are some of your favorite Condemned Labz products. This is a company I'm just getting into, but I know they've been around for a long time, and I know a lot of people have been raving about Convict, so you guys best believe I got my High Stim Saturday planned out, and I'm going to be running that one at a massive heaping dose. Might even add a little bit of extra grammage in there just to really get going, but we shall see, guys. Heist and Mace lives a little bit differently. Guys, once again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, follow the Instagram at Heist and Mace, and I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. Heist and Mace, signing off.